motion. I know it's hard to understand. That's probably why I don't have a hand. But pull me through to the light. Say I'll be alright. I'm not writing on, I'm reporting on, I'm living on, I'm dying on. Live a life that feels alive, where I can get back, where I feel alright, and I can write my story and start living it instead of the other way around. I'm not going down, going down. Sometimes I think I don't wanna stay. It's always gonna feel this way. But I know that the life I've lived hasn't always been like this. Father, that gives me hope that I can get back to the life I used to know. Well, with my eyes closed tight, the words I shout to the sky, and these stories I'll be writing on, not just reporting on. I'll be living on, 'cause I'm dying to live a life that feels alive, where I can get back, where I feel alright, and I can write my story and start living it instead of the other way around. I'm not going down. I'm not going down. I'm not going down. I'm gonna live a life that feels alive, where I can get back, where I feel alright, and I can write my story and start living it instead of the other way around. I'm not going down. I'm not going down. I'm not going down. I was singing along in between the bars, under my breath in the passenger seat, and my assist was still. I could just hear it as we drove along the waterfront, down I-5 in the rain, in a minute the light passed. I could almost remember it. Then I got home at night, the way things used to be. When the city and a record meant so much to me, but now it's hard to feel anything at all. Portland isn't the only thing that's changed. I moved on with it, and my friends did too. I know that I will never feel the same. I gotta live with it, it's all I can do. And I grew up close enough, could almost taste life in the Rose City when I turned 18, but I moved too far. I lost the feeling, but I still keep the black and white of the Fremont Bridge. It's a GAT 16, it reminds me of a life that I had once, and now Portland is my home. But it's not how it used to be, when a friend and a dream were everything to me. But now they're dead, I can't feel anything at all. Portland isn't the only thing that's changed. Why I'm gone with it, and my friends did too. I know that I will never feel the same. I gotta live with it.
Hello there.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
No, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks. We appreciate it.
Way to start off rocking, too.
Thank you.
So, you've got a fun gig coming up.
Yeah, so we are putting out our first full-length album. It's called The Spoils of War. It's coming out next Friday. We're going to be doing a release show at Kelly's Olympian.
Nice. So, next Friday, Kelly's Olympian. That's the place.
Yep, 9 o'clock. And we're playing with Plastic Pets from Portland and Kids on Fire from Seattle.
Very fun. And you guys, I'm assuming, are headlining, so you go on last or
Yeah,
first?
yeah, we're going on last.
So, it's a Friday. You all can stay up late.
That's right. No excuses.
Unless you have social anxiety, because I totally understand.
Yeah. Then they can just listen to you online.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to go to find your music?
My website, valbauermusic.com, BAUER. That goes to my Bandcamp, so you can stream from there. The album, once it's out, will be on Spotify. My previous EP's already on there, so, and iTunes and Apple Music and whatever.
All the places.
All the places.
Do you have a specific preference
On
where people
location?
listen, like as far as Bandcamp or Spotify?
I mean, if you want to actually buy the album through Bandcamp, that would be pretty cool, but I just want people to listen to it, you know. Hopefully some people will hear it and like it.
That's kind of the point, right?
It's the idea, yeah.
No, we're in it for the big bucks. We're trying to sell out as quickly as possible. I mean, I am anyway. I don't know about you guys.
Well, let's do, before we get too far, a little round robin. Introduce yourselves and what you play.
I am Val Bauer. I play guitar and I sing lyrics.
And my name's Brandon Madsen, and I play bass and sing the backing vocals.
I'm Toby Lugo, and this might shock you, but I play the drums.
Shocker.
AKA Rocktavio.
How did you all meet?
Craigslist, actually, yeah. In a roundabout way. Toby I kind of met through a friend because I had posted on Craigslist, but Craigslist was kind of the genesis of it all.
And when you put that ad out there, was it because you just wanted to create a band, or you already had sort of this idea of what you were doing?
I've been playing solo for a long time, and I never really found the right bandmates that really felt right, you know. I had a previous incarnation of a backing band a little bit before I met Brandon, but that just kind of didn't work out. So I think initially I was just looking for a bass player at the time. I met Brandon and then was also looking for a drummer and found Toby. And we've been together for, what, like 2 years now?
A little bit more than that, yeah.
A little over 2 years.
Time flies.
So, yeah, still going strong.
Very fun. Talk to me a little bit about your songwriting process.
I love the songwriting process. I think there's just this like kind of pulling it from the ether sort of thing, if you know what I'm talking about, where like I will pick up my guitar and not have any real idea of what I'm going to do, and then like in a half hour I'll have a song. And I mean, it wasn't always like that. It took me years, you know, to hone my craft and be able to do that, but there's something really cool about writing a song really fast, and not necessarily really fast, but you know, kind of so it just flows out of you. And then you look back at it and see how like different lines of the lyrics kind of make sense on different levels sometimes, and like that you didn't even see at the time that you wrote it. Like it's a pretty exciting thing.
How do you know when a song's really done?
I don't know. I mean, I usually don't revise a whole lot after I've written something. I might tweak it as I'm kind of familiarizing myself with it. But once I bring it to the band, I'd say it's pretty fully formed.
And when he brings songs to you guys, how much do you feel like you're actually polishing versus I'm just going to add my bit?
I mean, I don't want to speak for Toby as well, but I sort of feel like we kind of, again, just listen to Val play it once or something like that and kind of get an idea in our heads of what it sounds like, and then me and Toby barely have to talk at all, really. Kind of just end up just jamming along to it the first time, and it ends up usually sounding pretty close to what we end up with in the end. I mean, we'll go back and tweak to be like, okay, let's make sure we're hitting the same parts here. Or let's put in a break here, or those types of little touches. But yeah, I think like we've got enough chemistry at this point that again, it's a pretty smooth process, and we kind of have a good sense of what Val's usually going for when he brings it in.
It doesn't hurt that they're both really good musicians. So I think that's where a lot of that comes from. And the chemistry, yeah.
Well, and the fact that you come up with like a full song and you go, here's the full song, here you go, that helps.
Very fun. So what full song are we going to listen to next?
We are going to play a song called Feel.
Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's... I was in a long-distance relationship with someone for a while. Before that, I hadn't been in a relationship for quite a while, so it was kind of about that kind of getting that spark back, kind of. And it starts featuring this guy, Brandon, on bass over here. Gonna lay down some tasty bass line.
All right, let's hear you slap that bass.
All right. I'm not going to slap it because that would not be in the spirit of the song, but I will play it.
Keep looking at my phone, waiting for it to ring. When I don't hear from you, I can't think of anything. Before you came along, life was boring as hell. I know I don't really know you, but I know you so well. You, but it's real. Somehow you made me feel, yeah. Do it again and again. Can't believe we're both the same in so many ways. I don't know what to do, love, with you being so far away. Been through this before, see how it's gonna end. I really don't wanna lose you before it even began. It's new, but it's real. Somehow you made me feel, yeah. Do it again and again. Know you feel the same every time you speak my name. Say it again. Say it again and again. Know it will take time for you. I'm willing to wait till you show up in my door. I want you to stay. It's new, but it's real. Somehow you made me feel, yeah. Do it again and again. I know you feel the same every time you speak my name. Say it again. Say it again and again. Say it again and again. I want you and I'll come to you if that's what you want. I want you and I'll come to you if you want me to. I know a matter-of-fact way for me to say I want you and come to you if that's what you want. I want you and I'll come to you if you want me to. I want you and I'm coming for you. 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 You could call this a cry for help, except I know that no one will. I've been trying to write farewell, besides what was in my will. But the words are too hard to write. I have nothing left to give. I try to follow my own advice, but I get a feeling that I'm on my own. There's nothing sadder than when you realize when you need someone, there's no one you can call. So I guess I'm on my own. Should probably keep walking on. 'Cause standing with me will be hard. 'Cause I don't have enough in me. Follow through with what I start. My heart is paralyzed when all I want is just to live. I try to follow my own advice, but I get a feeling that I'm on my own. There's nothing sadder than when you realize when you need someone, there's no one you can call. My brain is looking for a kill. It keeps me thinking things that I don't wanna. Like how I'm a cabin full of pills, and life is just too hard a one to swallow.
This is called Say Goodnight, I'll See You in the Morning.
Thanks to you, looking toward the future because of you. Not stuck in the past, just what we. That's all I needed to know. This is a thing. I know I want to last. I know it will think about whether this will be alright. But when you try to push me away, 'cause you think you're hands, I just know I won't give up. I'll fight for us. 'Cause it's
right, I gotta ask because there's obviously some '90s music influence going
Yeah,
on
a
here.
little bit.
Tell me about some of the bands that are floating around in your head.
In my head, Saves the Day, early Saves the Day. I would say one of my earliest influences was Dashboard Confessional, actually, which I guess would probably make sense. So like I said, like I've been solo for a long time. I had a band in middle school, like 8th grade and 9th grade, and then I moved and I didn't have a band anymore. And I just kind of never had a band, and so I thought, oh, well, now I can't write songs and like play rock and roll because I don't have a band. And then I heard Dashboard Confessional, like his first album, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a thing. You can do that. Okay.
Light went on.
Yeah, exactly. And I listened to Saves the Day then. I listen to Saves the Day now. But there's also a lot of newer bands that are kind of, coming into mind as far as like what I'm listening to.
Such as?
Real Friends, Neck Deep, that sort of thing. State Champs, Knuckle Puck, all that kind of, pop punky stuff that most people my age don't listen to.
Right. So now, of course, I have to ask some of your bandmates, what sort of albums have been floating around in your head lately?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I think we all come from, even though we're all from a rock background, we're all from different areas of that, and that I don't listen to any of those bands that Val just mentioned, actually. And it's the first time I've been in a band like this, but I would say, like, I listen to a lot of punk, like I like Rancid, Op Ivy, things like that, and I listen to some folk type stuff. I like Gillian Welch, Trampled by Turtles, yeah, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, I think those are sort of some of the things that are on my playlist a lot these days.
Monsieur Drummer?
I'd say for this band, the classic good pop punk like Millencolin, Lagwagon, Bad Religion is probably my favorite punk band of all time.
I love Bad Religion too.
Yeah, Rancid obviously up there.
Bad Religion is what got me into punk rock.
Yeah, absolutely. They're still, in my opinion, the greatest punk rock band. But I mean, as you can probably tell from my drumming, there's a lot of metal. I mean, if this isn't making it obvious either, there's a lot of metal and flames between the Buried and Me, but still the greatest band in the world, Led Zeppelin. So, kind of combine all those into a beautiful pot.
Nice. What's been on repeat lately, like last 2 or 3 albums?
Lately, I've been listening to the latest from Bearings and the latest from Movements. It's called Feel Something. It's really good. It was kind of grower at first because I had liked Movements before that album came out. This one was a bit more of, I don't want to say slow burn, but it's a bit thicker, a bit more viscous, if that makes sense in musical terms.
Kind of sludgy.
Yeah. Not like sludge metal, but it's denser. Yes. It took a bit for me to get into it, but once I did, I've been listening to that a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
For me, I guess Civil War by Dillinger 4 has been on repeat in my car. Let's see, I've been listening to Duluth and Wild Animals by Trampled by Turtles, and I think those have been the 3 that have been on repeat lately.
I'd say a technical metal band named Polyphia. They put out a beautiful album called Renaissance that he knows. That's just amazing. Between the Buried and Me put out a brand new album called Automata. It's 1 and 2, but on the second album they literally go from like Parisian folk to death metal. So amazing album there. And then a classic Deftones album, which is my favorite, Around the Fur. Can't get that one out of rotation.
Okay, I'm going to put you guys on the spot a little bit.
Uh-oh.
If you're the type to sing in the shower or sing in the car, what do you belt out? Do you have a go-to song?
I don't. I usually just make up songs about my cat.
Okay, tell me a little bit about your cat. What sort of songs are we talking about here?
Well, my cat is a tuxedo, black with white, and his name is Aldous Tuxley, which is a name I'm very proud of. Hope someone gets it.
Yes, with the tuxedo cat.
And sometimes I'll put words to existing songs. I can't off the top of my head think of one, but sometimes I'll do that, or sometimes I'll just like hum stuff. I actually have a problem when it comes to singing along to a lot of other band songs because my register just doesn't go quite as high as a lot of other male vocalists that I listen to. So it can be hard for me to reach certain notes of some bands. Like I've been trying to think, we've never done a cover. So I've been like making a list of potential cover ideas, and then I try to play them, and it's like I can't sing that high.
You got to go for the low vocalist, like Morphine or something.
Yeah, or just go down an octave, and it just sounds weird.
Same question for you.
Same question. Oh, sing in the shower.
Or in the car.
Or in the car. Well, yeah, in the car, just along with whatever's playing. But in the shower, I would say the most common would be something off of the live album. It's Too Late to Stop Now by Van Morrison, which I think is like my favorite live album of all
Nice
time.
pick.
So I'll sing something off of that. Like maybe the opening song, Ain't Nothing You Can Do, which is a Billy Blue Bland cover. But
Can you give me a bar or two?
when you got a headache powder soothes the pain. Go right back to sleep, and it'll feel all right again.
Nice. Woo! That's awesome.
Cannibal Corpse, Hammer Smashed Face.
Wait, how do you sing that in the shower?
You have to make sure that you do the invisible orange of power, including in the shower, otherwise it doesn't count.
Yeah.
I always called it the claw.
It could be either one.
Orange of power.
Although whenever I hear the claw, I can't help but think of Liar Liar. So
Awesome. Okay, so we do have quite a bit of time. You've got another couple songs. What's the next one?
This song is called Bend.
Is it about the place or about something else?
It's a little bit about the place, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. I don't know. It was just I was feeling a little discontent, and I knew I had a vacation to Bend coming up, so that was like on the surface what it sounds like it's about, but
Kind of can
It's just-
play on words too.
yeah, a little bit. I wish I hadn't told the story because now it's not ambiguous about what the name means.
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, erase that part from your memories, guys.
It's artistic. You
I-
can put whatever it is you think it's about. It's about.
I'm not kidding
Like any
myself. I know I
poetry.
have zero mystique, so.
We'll pretend for you. It's okay.
All right, thanks.
All right, let's hear Bend.
There's a lot of things that should make me want to smile. And even though I know I should, I haven't felt that for a while. And I'm tired of living this way of feeling nothing. And I just want to get away, start being something. I wanna get away. just wanna get away. Start being something, 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 yeah. But she's my love, keeps me from falling. I needed her all and she had me calling. It might be a while till I learn to smile again. But if anyone can get me there, it's her. I wanna get away. Ooh, I wanna get away.
could hear some of the metal drumming there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Super still.
Yeah, that was super slow. I don't know what we're talking about.
Nope. He's talking about sludge metal.
At band practice, is there a lot of jamming out, or how much of it is just going with what you've already written?
It's mostly business time. Put on our business socks, get to business time. Not the way I just made it sound. God.
I think there's two ways to interpret that, right? There's like how much time do we jam randomly, and how much is it like how much is it we stick to these songs? But then there's also the question of like how much we just do what you tell us to do on the songs, and how much we just do what we want to do on the songs.
Yeah, I like to think that it's not so much me saying do this, do that. It's more like I'll bring a song, but I won't have like a drum part written or a bass part written. I might have ideas in my head. You know, they'll start playing, and I'll be like, what if we did a fill here? What if we did this little lick here? And then we just kind of work on it together. But as far as like in the rehearsal space, which is really loud, by the way, because there's a drummer behind me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's usually either working on songs we've already established or new ones that I'm bringing in. Sometimes we'll start jamming on really random stuff, though, that has nothing to do with anything that we would ever like actually play. Usually, it's usually just like silly blues rock jams and weird random stuff. I
Or
don't know.
me and Toby start playing Rage Against the Machine,
Yeah.
and Val rolls his eyes.
Yeah, either Rage or Anthrax.
Yeah, that does happen. It's not that I roll my eyes. It's just that I feel a little alienated. So I'm just like, okay, guys, can we play the stuff with the thing?
Any part of band practice just hanging out, chatting?
Yeah. Usually beginning and end, but sometimes, like, we were getting toward the end of rehearsal the other night, and like, it was mainly Toby and I were like talking shop about upcoming gigs and stuff, and Brandon was like, "Hey man, if we're gonna play the set, we need to do it now."
We're really good at BSing.
That
So
was a
the-
lot of BS.
That was a lot of BS. There's a good example.
There's the sound clip of the night.
Oh no.
It's okay.
Believe me,
Switching
that
gears.
band
I could
sounds
provide
really
I could provide many strange sounds for sound clips. Just got to catch me in the moment.
That
Do
had
you
a
ever-
little bit of what's his name from Home Improvement. Yeah, that was that one.
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Tim the Toolman Taylor, that's the one.
Yeah, I watched a lot of that growing up.
All right, so any experimental music fans out there can just like sample little bits of you hanging
Yeah.
out.
I get credit though. Do I get royalties for that?
Maybe if it makes money.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Sample away, kids.
You know, it's just occurring to me, Val always makes fun of me for always talking into the mic during band practice, but now that was good practice for this, because now I remember to talk into the mic.
It's true. It's like a vocalist thing, but Brandon's not typically a vocalist. You wouldn't say, right?
Not in this band.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's where it comes from. It's like this vocalist thing where, like, even when you're talking to someone who's 3 feet away, they have to talk into the mic.
No, I would say it's an audiologist thing, but always
Oh.
be as audible as possible.
He is an audiologist.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty
you
sure.
work
Don't
with
you have?
people with hearing loss? You're conscious of making sure
Right.
that you're as audible
What?
as possible all the
Well,
time.
don't you have your own like side gig too, where you're actually singing as well?
Yeah, I do solo gigs every now
Yeah.
and then.
If I want to check that out, where would I go? Is there like a
I don't know.
Bandcamp
Two
page?
Brandon's
I have a
house.
SoundCloud, but I mean it's really not a serious thing. It's like just play some parties or gatherings and weddings and stuff like that. But yeah,
All right, switching gears a little bit. First concert you ever went to?
I believe it was Ani DeFranco in Eugene. I think there was like an amphitheater. Is there an amphitheater?
Yeah,
in Eugene?
Cuthbert Amphitheater.
Yeah. So Ani DeFranco there, and then shortly after that, I saw Cake at the Roseland.
Nice.
That was like way back early high school.
and I mean, my dad was in bands growing up, so my first several concerts were all seeing my dad play in his band. He's a drummer, and but my first other concert I went to was Weird Al Yankovic, which I think a lot of people who go to their first concert in middle school can, or is that especially nerdy guys that go to their first concert in middle school.
My first concert was in middle school. Surprise, surprise. And it was, I'm from Roseburg, and so there was a Douglas County Fair where it was REO, Speedwagon, Heart, and Styx. Pretty good.
That's an impressive lineup.
How was Heart?
Heart was incredible, so incredible that I bought tickets like really close to the front to go see them when they're here in September.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Nice. Before we run out of time, make sure we plug once again Kelly's Olympian show next Friday.
Yeah, Friday at 9. Exactly 1 week.
Where's the best place for people to go to find about future upcoming gigs? If they can't make it to Kelly's, where can they find out about the next one?
They can follow on Bands in Town, which is probably the easiest. But also I post on Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, follow that stuff, and you'll be in the know. I also have a mailing list, which I mainly just have like at shows for people to sign up at, but you can sign up to it from my Facebook too. It's just not as easy as just following someone on Instagram. So
What do they type in to search for you on Facebook or Instagram?
just Val Bauer would work. VAL BAUER. My actual it's Val Bauer Music on Instagram and on Facebook, all one word. So
Nice. Just to separate out from the personal versus the band page.
yeah, exactly. And
Nice.
my website is valbauermusic.com.
Great.
Consistency.
And the album is coming out on the same date as the album
Yeah.
release?
Yeah, it's called The Spoils of War. It's my first full length, and it's out on next Friday. You can pre-order it now if you go to my website, valbauermusic.com. That gets you a free download of Songwriting and Reporting, which was the one we opened with. We also did a cool little music video that's online, if you want to check that out on YouTube or whatever. Or my IGTV. I don't know if anyone actually uses IGTV, but it's on there. Yeah, and I have stickers and buttons. I'm going to be throwing stickers into pre-orders. You can pick up a T-shirt. Just got new T-shirts printed for the show. So fun merch, cool bands. Old buddy of mine from college is in the Seattle band that's coming down. So it's going to be a cool little reunion.
Fun get together.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah. This is Val Bauer on KPSU.
Thank you. And I think we have time for one last song.
One song? All right, you guys want to play Stuck in Yesterday?
Let's do it.
All right.
Some days I feel alright. Some days I wish it wasn't right. You're just fine and I'm so stuck in yesterday.
And thank you for tuning in to Live Fridays here on KPSU.